Now at 6, multiple people are dead and one officer is injured after a shooting in Sandy. Our Devin Haskins is live this morning with the latest on what folks living in the area need to know after being told to shelter in place yesterday afternoon. Plus,
most of the time people would say, wow, that was right in our own backyard. No, this was in our living room.
The community of Longview still reeling as 11 people have now been confirmed dead after a chemical tank ruptured last week. How one local church is coming together to support the victims' loved ones ahead and later.
I'm thankful for this team, this organization. They really believe in me. Why am I crying?
It's okay.
the Portland Fire getting a little choked up as they pick up a major expansion team milestone. We have more on their hot start as they look to take on the Golden State Valkyries tomorrow. Coming up as your news at sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Monday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. Hope everyone had a great weekend. We've got the full crew here this morning. Rod Hill, Chris McGinnis standing by with a look at our weather and traffic. It's not quite summer yet, but it is the meteorological start to summer, Rod, and it's going to feel like it.
Yeah, pretty good warm up, but you know the only time we've hit 90 so far this year was a one and done. That was 91 back on May 3rd. This is going to be a one and done again. We're talking about tomorrow, and then we'll be cooling off just like that on Wednesday. Beautiful morning. It's 2 days of perfectly clear skies coming at you. Here's the Chehalem tasting room with the rising sun, 45 degrees. Our golf course cameras showing clear skies, a reserve from the Explorer Tualatin Valley location. And over on the east side, Persimmon Golf Club looking at Mount Hood. Again, everybody will have the sun throughout the day. About 50 out the door on average. Some of you are in the 40s this morning. In fact, mid to low 40s. 72 at lunchtime. So dress the kids for a summer day. It'll be 83 when they get out of school later today, and the temperature is still rising. Here's Chris.
That looks good, Rod. Thank you for that. We pick it up with a traffic alert out over in southeast Portland. Photojournalist Eric Patterson on the scene here. He's in Drive 8. Portland police dealing with a crash near 140th and Foster. What we understand is that a motorcyclist was hit here in this crash and taken away with injuries. We don't know the extent of those injuries, but given the fact that traffic is open and getting through, we're going to hope for the best here that this is significant. But at some point, looks like that road will be reopening fairly shortly. The rest of Freeway Drive in pretty good shape. I don't have any trouble out there just yet, and the drive times reflect a speed limit clip on area highways for now. China, Matthew, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Turning back now to that developing situation out in Sandy where multiple people are dead and one officer was shot. Sandy police say the hours-long situation is over with the suspect surrendering to police.
Our Devin Haskins is live this morning with the latest. So Devin, bring us up to speed. What do we know here?
Yeah, good morning. It initially began as a domestic disturbance, ending with multiple people dead. One officer with Sandy police was also injured, but the Sandy police chief said that officer is expected to survive. Neighbors told KGW that they first heard the series of gunshots around 3:45 on Sunday afternoon before being told to shelter in place. Some people that KGW spoke with say that deputies told them to hunker down and hide, and they pushed couches against apartment doors and moved their kids to another room. Dozens of officers and deputies swarmed the scene, staying for hours while the suspect was confined to a home. And just before 8 p.m. last night, KGW crews saw a man being led out in handcuffs. Officials confirmed later that the suspect did surrender. People who live in the area called the incident shocking and terrifying.
I was in my bedroom and I heard gunshots, rapid gunshots, just over and over again, more than probably 8 to 10. And I looked outside, I heard people screaming.
This is a traumatic event for our community and the Sandy Police Department, and I know many people are grieving. I ask everyone in our community to keep the victims, our injured officer, and families, friends, and all the first responders in their thoughts.
Sandy police would not confirm any names or the amount of people that died. They did say, though, that there is no threat to the community. Back to you.
Our Devin Haskins reporting live. Thank you, Devin. And stay with KGW as we continue to follow this deadly shooting in Sandy. You can find the latest anytime on air, online at KGW.com, or on our TV streaming app, KGW+. 'Cause 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 'C Well, it's been almost a week since a 900,000-gallon chemical tank ruptured, and investigators are now starting the long process of determining what led up to that implosion. All 11 people who are missing have now been recovered and confirmed dead. Officials also announced that of the 7 people who survived the blast, 4 have been treated and released. 3 are still in the hospital. The EPA and local and state officials are monitoring air and water quality and continue to say that Longview's drinking water is safe. Right now, the Nippon Dynawave facility is mostly closed, with affected workers staying paid through June 7th.
In the midst of this tragedy, Sunday morning service at churches in Longview were solemn. Our Jake Holter was invited to one of the services as churchgoers prayed for the victims and their families.
I mean, you knew somebody there. I just want you to stand up.
At the first Sunday morning church service since the Nippon Dynawave mill disaster, the room is heavy. The loss of the 11 men killed feels unbearable.
Most of the time people would say, wow, that was right in our own backyard. No, this was in our living room. This hit everybody very hard.
Members of the congregation putting their arms around those who knew the victims. Dan Derby worked in a paper mill for nearly 40 years and says that type of work is ingrained in the community.
We all kind of get pictures in our mind of what happened. Just a bunch of workers going to work, and all of a sudden everything's changed. Our hearts really go out to the families.
He and his wife Glenda are regulars at New Hope City Church, but say it felt especially important to be there in the wake of this tragedy.
We get our strength from the Lord. That's where we get it, so that's where we want to be, is in his house with his people.
During the service, members were asked to form 11 small groups, each given a name of one of the victims to pray for.
Norman Barlow, Dylan Miller.
Pastor Scott Olin explains how church can help in times of crisis.
I think just continuing to have a high value for community, a high value for people, a high value for love.
He says leadership is available for ministry and prayer, and that his church plans to help the families financially as well.
God's peace to the families, that's all we can say.
In Longview, Jake Holter, KGW News.
Your time now is 6:07, and in other news this morning, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office is searching for a suspect of a road rage shooting. Just before 3 a.m. Sunday, emergency dispatchers got a 911 call from a driver who said that someone shot into their car. This was in the area of Southeast Foster Road and Southeast Ritchie Road. There were 3 people inside at the time, but no one was hurt. The sheriff's office says the suspect's vehicle is an older blue Ford Expedition with gold-colored bumper, no license plates, and a temporary tag in the rear view window. If you have any information on this vehicle or shooter, you're asked to reach out to the sheriff's office.
And in Salem, an investigation into what caused a fire at a car lot is underway. Crews arrived at the scene to find 2 RVs engulfed in flames. They were able to put out the fires before they could damage the nearby building. Fortunately, nobody was hurt.
And the Portland Fire now have the second best 10-game start of any expansion team in league history. Less than a day after a 20-point loss to Atlanta, the Fire flipped the script in front of a sold-out crowd in Indiana. They went on a 17-2 run in the first quarter and never looked back. The Fire took home a major win against the Fever, 100-84, shutting down Caitlin Clark, who had just 6 points. The Fire picks up their 6th win of the season, an emotional moment for some team members.
We're a bunch of overlooked players, and I think we all have a chip on our shoulder. I've really never been respected as a basketball player until I've gotten here. So I'm really thankful for...
I respect you, mate. I'm thankful for this team, this organization. They really believe in me. Why am I crying?
It's okay.
Oh, that hit me.
And the Fire stay on the road for their next game against the Golden State Valkyries. Tip-off tomorrow is set for 7 p.m.
And out on the diamond, the rivalry between the Ducks and the Beavers took a new chapter, and the Ducks, well, they were the winners of this one. They move on to the NCAA Super Regionals with the Ducks winning 4-1 over Oregon State. So the Ducks scored 3 runs in the 7th inning to break a 1-1 tie on 2 walks and a hit by pitch. This was the first time the two schools have met in the regional finals, and the Ducks will now advance to take on Texas.
Oh, man.
So exciting stuff there.
I always say that pitching in baseball or softball is the most naked position in all of sports. Because, I mean, you are just out there, and if you are struggling to find the plate,
all eyes are on you.
There's no help. Anyway, here's our Snookwinds Casino Resort camera in Lincoln City. What a clear sky start to the week. It's going to be basically perfectly clear today, tonight, and tomorrow with warming temperatures. A lot of you at the beach today will hit 70 or a little bit warmer. And this will be a spot out in Wasco County where temperatures will be up into the 80s. This is zoomed in on Mount Hood, but from the Dalles and the Oregon Veterans Home camera out there. Now reporting calm winds at the airport after some breezes overnight. 50 is the number. Here's the early morning sun bouncing off of the downtown cityscape from the Pioneer Park building, of course, in Portland, and 51 degrees is the number. Despite the fact that we're warming well into the 80s today, it's a cool start. 41 Battleground, 44 Sherwood, 44 Gresham and Troutdale, 44 in Oregon City. Winds mostly being reported as calm this morning, 43 in Estacada. And there's McMinnville at 40, in fact, and Dallas is at 43. Here's the map this afternoon. Basically 70s and 80s across all inland areas. And a lot of you at the coast have a chance to at least get up to 70. This shows Astoria 68 later this afternoon. I think the airport location probably hit 70. 80 in Kelso, 80 or better all the way down to Eugene. And here's the 7-day. Of course, today's the first day of June, 86. Now keep in mind, your weekend was 68 and 73. And today a huge rise, 86. And tomorrow, 93 would be by 2 degrees, the warmest day of the year so far. We hit 91 back on May 3rd. Wednesday comes with a cool down, cloudiness, 74. We may or may not see a trace of some rain. Otherwise, dry through Friday. But Friday night, showers arrive. There's Saturday, 62, a gray day with showers likely. And, of course, Fleet Week starts later this week, and Saturday evening is the Grand Floral Starlight Parade. That is your update.